Yo, what up guys, Ross Scalps here, and in this video I'm reviewing Red One. Alright guys, so as you guys all know, this movie, it's a movie with The Rock. The Rock, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, or however you say her name, and J.K. Simmons. Now as you guys have seen by the trailers, throughout the last few weeks and even months, this movie is basically about Santa Claus getting kidnapped the day before Christmas. And it's up to The Rock, who is kind of like the security on the North Pole, him and Chris Evans, a bounty hunter. They have to team up to save Christmas. Now, I'm not going to lie. When I saw this movie, I was pretty engaged. I was pretty intrigued. The Rock, say what you want. Some people like him, some people don't. But me personally, I like The Rock. And so I was looking forward to this movie. Along with Chris Evans, he has some good comedy. In movies where he's not in the MCU, he's pretty funny. He has good comedic timing and whatnot. And so them two, along with just the story itself, Santa getting kidnapped, I felt like was intriguing enough for me to want to watch this. Now, did I think it would be great? No, but I thought it'd be a fun, entertaining movie. And, the director of this movie, Jake Kasdan, he has done the Jumanji movies, the most previous ones. And so this movie is kind of very similar to those. But overall, this is a Christmas movie starring The Rock, Chris Evans. And honestly, after watching this movie, I got to say, yeah, it was a good movie. Like, it was fun, action-packed. Maybe not the most critically acclaimed movie, but it was good for what it was. But some quick facts about this movie, the budget was around 250 million. So that alone itself is going to be hard to kind of get back. But with the star power they have, they might be able to. And with that, they're projected to make around 20 to 40 million. So we'll see. The star power should hopefully propel them to get their money back on this, but I guess we'll see. The runtime for this movie is 2 hours and 3 minutes, and it's rated PG-13. And for the reviews, last I looked, it was a 34% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.9 on IMDb. So overall, the reviews are kind of mixed. I guess kind of lower tier, but that's kind of what you expect from a movie like this. All right, so to break this down better, I'll go into some pros and cons. And for the pros, I got to start with the pace. Like I said, this movie's 2 hours long, and I think the pace does a really good job, like keeping you invested and entertained throughout. There was only a few moments where I was starting to wonder, like, when is this going to end or how long is this movie? But for the most part, I was in the movie. I was captivated and entertained, having fun with it. Another thing I'd say, and this might be the main thing, but The Rock and Chris Evans, their chemistry in here, their interactions in here, I think were done good. Their banter, whether it's The Rock or Chris Evans' comedy, just them two interacting and their arcs in here, I think they're both done pretty good for what this movie's going for. And with that, this movie's entertaining, there's action, it's funny, and there's even heartwarming moments in here. Like there was a guy next to me, I'm pretty sure he was crying, like trying to cover his face. And so there are actually surprising moments in here that are heartwarming. And even the end with The Rock, as dumb as it is, that kind of got me like, dang, like that's heartwarming. Like it really is. And so I just think the performances they had, along with the supporting characters, J.K. Simmons and Lucy Liu, they had some minor roles, but just the overall cast and crew did good. Along with that, the story. This story, obviously, I haven't really seen something like it where Santa gets kidnapped and they have to find him. And the way they do it is interesting and entertaining enough. And also the lore that they give in here with Santa and with the elves and just with the characters in general. It was interesting to learn more about it. And that was another thing that just added to the movie. All right, so now let me get into some of the cons about this movie. And I think the first one would be the CGI. Towards the beginning of this movie, there was some noticeable CGI where there was like the background, he's running and stuff like that. Like it just looked off. Even throughout the movie, there's maybe some scenes, but that would be one thing I had to say. But I think the most glaring con here, or the thing that's going to hold this thing back, is how generic it is. Like I said, the story was kind of interesting. It's just the way they go about doing it. It's just your typical buddy movie, two guys team up, have to get a goal done. And so we've seen that before. They're not introducing anything new, which I'm not saying they have to. I'm just saying they're not doing anything new here. And with that, the villain, just generic. She's just evil. It's just evil, whatever. It's a witch. And so that was like another thing. The villain was generic and her intentions were evil. It's like, come on. Along with that, the ending was predictable. You know what you're expecting. As The Rock, Chris Evans, it's a Christmas movie. You're in the happy ending. And so that was kind of predictable. But even the ending itself, I don't know. It is because the villain was so generic, the ending didn't feel as good. But overall, those are all the pros and the cons that I found. There's probably more, but those are just ones I'd list. And yeah, I mean, this movie was fun. It was entertaining. It was like the Jumanji movies, you know, it's just that kind of entertainment. For a Christmas movie about kidnapping Santa, I think it was done entertaining enough. And with that being said, if I had to rank this movie, I would probably give it the Piston Cup. I think if you're looking for a Christmas movie that's going to be a fun, entertaining, action-filled, heartwarming movie, there's not a lot of choices out anyway, but I think you should go watch this. If you're just looking to just relax, decompress, just take your kids to something, I think this would be a good movie. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Comment below if you saw this and what you think. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.